Can 100 rupees become 500 rupees without printing a single extra rupee? It sounds impossible. But this happens in every economy, every single day. By the end of this video, you'll understand one of the most powerful ideas in economics, the multiplier effect. Imagine I give you 100 rupees. Question: how much does India's GDP increase? Most people will confidently say 100 rupees. Cross mark wrong. The correct answer could be 200 rupees, 300 rupees, 500 rupees, even more. How can 100 rupees become 500 rupees without printing extra money? If you understand this one story, you'll never forget the multiplier effect again. The story explanation. Imagine a small village called Anandpur. One day, the government decides to build a small bridge. It pays a worker 100 rupees. At this moment, government spending is equal to 100 rupees. Income created is equal to 100 rupees. GDP increases by 100 rupees. The story should end here. But it doesn't. Because people don't frame money on the wall. They spend it. The worker goes to a grocery shop and buys food worth 80 rupees. Now ask yourself, who received the 80 rupees? The shopkeeper. For the worker, 80 rupees is expenditure. For the shopkeeper, 80 rupees is income. One person's spending becomes another person's income. This is the golden rule of economics. Now the shopkeeper earns 80 rupees. Does he keep it forever? No. He buys vegetables worth 64 rupees. Now the farmer earns 64 rupees. Again, the farmer buys clothes. The tailor earns money. The tailor repairs his motorcycle. The mechanic earns money. The mechanic eats at a restaurant. The restaurant owner earns money. Money keeps traveling. It creates income again and again. Notice something interesting. The government spent money only once, but income was created many times. That is why economists say the initial spending creates a multiple increase in total income. This is called the multiplier effect. Now think carefully. Will this chain continue forever? No. Because every person saves some money. Some money goes as taxes. Some money is spent on imported goods. These are called leakages. Leakages reduce spending in every round. Eventually, the chain becomes so small that it stops. Now we know what the multiplier effect is. The next question is, how do economists measure it? That's where this simple formula comes in. Multiplier K is equal to 1 divided by 1 minus MPC, where MPC is equal to marginal propensity to consume. Now imagine the worker earns another 100 rupee tomorrow. Will he spend all of it? Suppose he spends 80 rupees and saves 20 rupees. Economists call the fraction of additional income that is spent the marginal propensity to consume, MPC. Here, MPC is equal to 80 rupees divided by 100 rupees is equal to 0.8. Then, MPC is equal to 0.8. Multiplier is equal to 1 divided by 1 minus 0.8 is equal to 1 divided by 0.2 is equal to 5. This means, if the government spends 100 crore rupees, total income in the economy can increase by 500 crore rupees. The government didn't create 500 crore rupees directly. It created a chain reaction of spending. Why is this important? Now you can understand why governments increase spending during a recession. Building roads, railways, hospitals, schools. These projects don't just create jobs. They create income across the entire economy. Workers earn, businesses earn, transport earns, factories earn, banks receive deposits, consumption rises, production rises, GDP rises. This is the multiplier effect in action. Remember, APC, average propensity to consume, is equal to spending out of total income. MPC, marginal propensity to consume, is equal to spending out of additional, extra, income. Here's the difference. If a person earns 50,000 rupees every month and spends 40,000 rupees, that does not define MPC. MPC asks, if this person's income increases by 100 rupees, how much of that extra 100 rupee will they spend? For example, current income is equal to 50,000 rupees. Income increases to 50,100 rupees. Extra income is equal to 100 rupees. Out of this extra 100 rupees, spend is equal to 80 rupees. Save is equal to 20 rupees. Therefore, MPC is equal to 80 by 100 is equal to 0.8. UPSC level concept. Remember these two identities. One person's expenditure is equal to another person's income. One person's income is equal to another person's expenditure. This continuous cycle is the engine behind the multiplier effect. The larger the MPC, the stronger the multiplier. The larger the savings, taxes, and imports, the weaker the multiplier because they are leakages. This idea was popularized by John Maynard Keynes, who argued that during recessions, government spending can revive the economy through the multiplier process. Final one-line revision. The multiplier effect is the process by which an initial increase in spending leads to a much larger increase in total national income because one person's expenditure becomes another person's income repeatedly, until leakages such as savings, taxes, and imports gradually stop the chain. In the next video, I'll explain the investment multiplier and show why 1 lakh rupees invested by a company can ultimately create several lakhs of income in the economy. Once you understand that, Keynesian economics becomes incredibly simple.